How many email campaigns per week is your ecom brand currently sending, and how many should they be sending to get the maximum amount of revenue and retention out of their customers? Today, I'm going to answer those questions very quickly for you, let you know exactly how many campaigns you should be running per week, why this is the proper strategy for your e-commerce brand, what this actually looks like, and what results you are going to get from them when you increase your sending cadence. Let's get into it. Spoiler alert. If you're not sending 3 to 4 email campaigns per week, then you need to up your sending cadence, and you're actually not maximizing the revenue that you can get from your email marketing strategy. Simply put, you need to send 3 to 4 times per week because you'll earn 3 to 4 times the amount of revenue than if you just sent 1 time per week or 2 times per week, right? And I know that sounds simple on paper, but there are 3 fears that ecom brands usually have that prevents them from sending this amount of emails per week. And ultimately, these 3 things are kind of just boogeymen that they have in their mind. Maybe they've been told from marketers in the past, but they don't actually exist with the proper email strategy. So let's go over those 3 fears. The first fear that people have that I see ecom owners is that they're afraid their base is going to get annoyed if they're receiving this cadence of email campaigns per week, right? They're going to get annoyed. They're not going to want to see their brand anymore. And ultimately, they're going to write them off. The reason this isn't true is because of these questions that I'm going to ask you. Is your product valuable? The answer should obviously be yes, or else you shouldn't be selling it, right? Would it help solve these people's problems if they were to give it a shot? Again, the answer there should be yes. You should believe in your products. So if that's the case, then why wouldn't you want to put your problem-solving product in front of these people as frequently as possible, right? As long as you don't spam discounts, which ultimately does devalue your brand, whether you're doing it in a store or online, if you don't do this, people will be open to seeing, reading, and buying from your emails because you are directly solving their problem with an offer, and you're doing so in a way that they're open to seeing and hearing because the emails are actually good. The second fear that prevents people from sending the right amount of email campaigns per week is that they don't have enough content. I understand this fear from ecom brands because a lot of times people will think of like ideation for emails as this long process and you always have to be creative. But this isn't the case because there are thousands of variations of emails that you can send, whether you have 1 product, 2, 3, or 1,000 products on your website. You just have to take what is already working, honestly, from your static ads that you have on Facebook, wherever you're running advertisements, and give them a new angle. And when you do this, it's not possible to run out of email ideas. And we'll go over this a little bit more down below later in the video. Fear number 3, and I realize this says 2 right here. That is a typo. Don't mind that. The fear that people have is that it will take too much time and effort to make 3 to 4 email campaigns per week consistently all year long, and they won't get enough results out of it. So to get rid of that results fear immediately, your email and SMS, aka your retention marketing system, should account for 40% of your total store revenue, right? This is what you see with brands that have email marketing and SMS. They have a great strategy. They have everything running as it should. It makes up 40% of their total revenue, right? So the results are well worth the effort of sending out this many emails per week. And yeah, as far as effort goes, that's why email marketing experts like my agency are here for, is to give you those results with none of the time or effort. And we'll go over that a little bit later in the video. But those are the 3 fears that are preventing ecom brands. Maybe one of these is preventing you from sending this cadence of emails per week. And we need to overcome those fears and get to the real results. And I will show you how. So you know how I mentioned that unlimited well of email ideas that allow you to send different angles and variations, basically infinitely with your brand? Let's dive into that a little bit. So these are called evergreen emails, right? Essentially emails that you can use over and over again with slight variations without getting stale. These emails consist of tried and true email types that have been proven to generate revenue and keep the attention of your email list generally. And a lot of times we are able to do this without even using discounts. So here are some of our favorites. I will run you through them really quickly. The FAQ email, right? Frequently asked questions. Pick a question that people ask about your brand and your product, one of your products, and answer it in an email, right? This is always valuable because these are things that people keep having pop up in their heads, so you can answer those objections with an FAQ email. Another successful one, us versus them. Basically, why should these people choose your brand over the dozens of other brands that are selling the same thing? So here's where you would take your unique selling point, display it in an email. Super simple. UGC features. A customer shown using your product is the strongest social proof that you can use. So anytime that you have someone that has had success with your product, if you can center the email around a real human being using this, that's going to perform every time. And you can do this a billion times over and over with different customer testimonials. Another, common myths. You're the expert in your industry, right? So tell an industry secret, right? What do these people have misconstrued with your offer? What are some misconceptions may prevent someone from purchasing the product that you're selling? And how can you address this as an authority in the industry and tell them that, this is just a myth? Social proof. So similar to the UGC features, except you can use things like 5-star reviews, positive press, right? Were you ever mentioned in a notable website, magazine, anything like that. Even a negative review can turn into a fun email if you address the objections of it thoughtfully. Actionable tips. Again, something that can be used 1,000 times. Provide some value. If you're selling clothes, tell them what shoes they can pair them with. If you're selling supplements, tell them a good workout routine or, a healthy diet option that they can pair to get great results out of it. You're going to want to, with all of these, obviously you are offering your product, you want to get people to buy, but putting them in valuable packages actually makes these people want to use your product and get something out of it. Blog posts. Do you have a blog on your website? If so, rip one of the blog posts off, turn it into an email, repurpose that content. Boom, that's another idea. Current events, pop culture, right? Is Super Bowl weekend coming up? Theme your email to fit what people are currently thinking about. Enter that conversation they're already having in their head and pair it with, one of your products. Bestsellers. You can send this email 1 billion different times, right? Highlight one or a few of your best products. Say, hey, these are the things that are selling the best. These are the things that people like you love. Here are its features and benefits. Here's why you should buy it. Holidays. I don't know if you know this, but there's legitimately a holiday for everything. Like if you go to Google right now and type in like holidays today, you're going to get like National Pottery Day, National Step in a Puddle and Splash Your Friend Day, right? There's always angles that you can use and make these offers relevant. Like you're sending the email for an actual purpose instead of just giving them an advertisement. Holidays are a great way of doing that. Now, imagine every possible variation of these ideas tailored specifically for your brand and for your offer, right? That's why they're called evergreen emails. With these in your arsenal, any brand-specific campaigns you come with to pair with it, you should never, ever run out of ideas. So fill up your calendar, and it should look like this, right? 2 to 3 emails a week, 3 to 4 emails a week, ideally all month long, and you never run out. Here are a few examples of what these emails should look like once they're completed. So you fill out your campaign calendar, you know what you want to make, now you write and design them, and this is what the finished product looks like for a couple of the brands that we are working with currently. This one is a partner of ours called Wrist Mafia, and they are a watch subscription brand. So I just want to show you a few of these designs really quickly here. So this one was a simple Black Friday offer. So basically just providing code, right? We give a couple unique selling propositions here, show some of the products here. This was towards Christmas, so a luxury watch collection for Christmas. Again, display it. It's Christmas themed. We also are very heavy on social proof in these designs. So holidays, social proof, as well as the offer. Here was an angle. It's not a Rolex, and here's why. And then this is just an us versus them email, like I showed in the examples, right? So comparing to some more expensive watch brands, right? Wrist Mafia is not charging $5,500 for watches, marked up by thousands, only purchased as a status symbol. Wrist Mafia is $100+ watches for less than 40, and a couple other selling propositions that shows, this is why we are better. And then, of course, end with the offer. And then here, how does a watch subscription work? FAQ email. right? So how do I get to keep my watches? Do I cancel anytime I want? What type of watches will I receive? And then some social proof at the bottom to handle objections, right? So good example here of some really high quality designs and turning those angles and those email ideas that we just went over into finished products that, are going to convert really well. So that is an example with one brand. Here is just a couple more examples of emails so you can see with a different brand, right? Father's Day gifts on time. Again, holiday stuff, right? So offer and a couple products, our story, telling a little bit more about the brand, right? People love to get to know these brands that they're supporting, especially if it's a very personal one. We can't do it without you. This talks about something unique about their brand, right? And includes their community in it. And then here, again, this is an us versus them email, right? Common perfume versus our solid perfume. All the things that they do better, the thing that the other company, the other choice that these people have does worse. And then, that's turned into another offer here. So just a couple examples of, what high quality email designs look like. And if you want to see what this would look like for your brand specifically, then you can actually book a call in the description below at our website, Influx Labs. And we'd be happy to design some samples specifically for your brand so you can see what this would look like at a high level for you as well. And to prove to you that this stuff actually works, those email designs that I showed you convert, and this volume of email campaigns per week is a successful strategy for an e-commerce brand. Here is an example, some numbers from an e-com brand, one of our partners that we have been working with. And this is before we started this strategy with them. They basically had $0 from email, right? Only 2% of their overall revenue was coming from email, which was $2,700. And this was right over a 2-month period. And we came in, worked for 60 days with them, and the result was overwhelming, right? So we earned them $73,330 from email in 60 days. This helped them to achieve a 47% overall boost in their total e-com store revenue, with 41,000 of this coming from email flows and about 32,000 coming from that campaign strategy that we have been going over in this video. So that is hugely successful for this brand. And it's been hugely successful for other e-com brands that we've worked with. And I think that this same strategy applied to your specific branding would crush for you as well. So if you're not reaching that 40% mark when it comes to overall revenue from email, then applying this, what we went over in this video, can absolutely help get you there. Here's another example. These are just some individual campaign numbers, right? This one, 5% click-through rate, about $1,600, 1.12% click-through rate, 5,000, 1,500, 1,900, 1,200, right? So as you can see, all of these going out within days of each other, working very successfully, converting, even though these people are receiving a high volume of emails. So definitely this strategy works. If you want it applied to your brand the way that we did for this partner of ours, then like I said, you can go in the description and click through to our website and book a time to chat. Otherwise, feel free to try this strategy out on your own, because I know for a fact it is proven to work. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want to talk, and I'll see you in the next one.